Well, hello everyone, Dan Toman here again. We're going to take a moment here and talk about another front office procedure. And we talked about contingency forms or contingency reports the other day. So now we're going to talk about two other reports to use during every front office shift. That's going to be your high balance report, otherwise sometimes called credit limit exception report, something like that, depending on what your property management system is and how it's been set up. But every PMS system does have this report function in it. And then also your guest ledger balances. So a couple reasons for these that we're going to talk about these. They must be reviewed at least once every shift, okay, especially for those big operations. So anyhow, the high balance report or credit limit exception report. These reports are going to let you know when you've got guest accounts that pretty clearly do not have enough credit established. So that's going to be either the payment never got established at check-in, because that never happens, we know that, or not enough credit was obtained at check-in, meaning perhaps it was scanned or it was inserted, I should say. It was inserted, the chip card was inserted, but it didn't approve for enough to account for the length of the stay. Plus, if your property has any hold for incidentals, most properties do, or the guest balance has since exceeded their available credit. That can be done by a number of ways. If we've got, if they've extended their stay beyond when they arrived, what the estimated length of stay was when they checked in, and then the credit limit never got obtained, an increase never got obtained to account for the extended stay, or they've done room charges in our outlets, that type of situation. All those things can affect the guest balance against what their credit limit is that's been established in your system. So that being said, you're going to have to obtain more credit. Some systems do this automatically. Many do this automatically during the night audit process. When end of day is rolled over, they will go through and automatically attempt to obtain the needed authorization. Some do not, though. So this is where it comes down to knowing your system and knowing its capabilities. Okay, so that high balance report, credit limit exception report, whatever you call it at your hotel, has got to be reviewed every shift at least once. Okay, but let's face it, folks, we are not a nonprofit organization. Okay, part of that is actually making sure that we've got payment. All right, believe it or not. Okay, so credit limit exception, high balance report. Check it every shift without fail. Put it in your shift paperwork, okay? And then check it off on your checklist, whoever did it on that shift. Clearly you need to react to situations as they present themselves. If you do not get enough credit out of a guest, or if a credit card becomes declined, so on and so forth, you're going to follow your hotel's specific procedures on that, whether it be how many attempts it is to contact the guest before we would go and lock out the room, so on and so forth. Please refer to your management for your hotel's specific procedures for when you're unable to obtain enough credit for an in-house guest. Okay? There could be a legitimate reason for it as well. I mean, maybe their charge card's been canceled because of it's been assumed that there's theft on it or something like that. Okay? And they forgot to inform you at the front desk. These things can happen. It's not always an illegitimate situation. It's not always a situation that is the guest's fault. So we do need to make honest efforts to make contact with our guests when we have these situations. Another situation is those guest ledger balances. Okay, Regency Hotel Management standards are that we are charging every guest when their stay hits a week in length, in-house, or when their outstanding balance gets to $1,000, whichever one comes first. So if a guest is an extended stay guest and maybe their rate is $65 a night or something to that effect, you need to be sure to inform that guest when they're booking their room and when they're arriving that their charge card will be settled out every week. It's a good idea with extended stay guests to get on an understanding with them. You're going to see these people a lot and for quite a while. So you want to have a good rapport built with their extended stay guests. Make sure that they understand how the process is going to work and that they are okay with it. All right? Or obviously when balances hit $1,000. So that means that even though we're able to continue to get authorization over $1,000, we actually settle out the payment when it hits $1,000, meaning post the charge. Okay? We don't let it continue to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. All right? So those are a couple of items about that. Like we had talked just shortly about extended stay guests, you know, make sure that they know the procedures of your hotel. Most extended stay guests, you're also going to remember that once they've hit 30 nights, there are certain taxes that are tax exempt on that account as well. So I just figured I'd throw that in while we're talking about extended stay guests just for a moment. Okay? Any questions on those things, be sure to refer to management or refer to your accountant that is responsible for your property at Regency Hotel Management Corporate Office. All right, thanks so much for your time today, folks. Have a great day. Appreciate it.